everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 63 of the Detroit Lions franchise here on Madden NFL 21. Today we're going to take our first quarter recap looking at the 2022 NFL season, currently where we stand, as well as take our first look at the upcoming draft class, specifically the quarterbacks, because it's a very interesting quarterback class. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. Now, currently, our Detroit Lions sit at 2-2 on the season. We've won our last and first game, and then we lost the games in the middle. So we'll take a quick look at our team schedule real quick. We started off with the win against Philly in our opening weekend. Looked pretty strong, 123-17. I was very happy with how the team played on both sides of the football. However, in week 2, we got absolutely decimated by the Green Bay Packers, 53-16. They put up 30 fourth quarter points, and giving up a 50 burger is not what you like to see. Then in week 3, we lost pretty badly to the Dolphins, 38-20. The score doesn't necessarily reflect how bad it really was. And keep in mind, the Dolphins were playing with their third-round rookie quarterback, Kedon Slovis, because Tua Tagovailoa is injured for the rest of the season. So we got beat by a rookie quarterback. Thankfully, we were able to bounce back in week 4, 30-27 over the Vikings after they basically gifted us the victory. We should have won the game in the first place. However, we were in no position to win late, and the Vikings, for whatever reason, decided not to run out the clock, and we emerged victorious. So we start off 2-2 on the season. Let's take a look around the league, however, see how the league is stacking up through one quarter, see who's doing well, see who's not in a good spot. Currently in the NFL, there are 3 undefeated teams. There's the San Francisco 49ers, the Cleveland Browns, and the Dallas Cowboys all sit at 4-0. And then on the flip side, there are 4 winless teams. The New York Giants, they're 0-3. They just had their bye week. The Vikings are 0-4. The Seattle Seahawks, the best team in the NFC a season ago, they have yet to win a game. And then the Atlanta Falcons, 0-4. Their offense is a train wreck, only scoring 44 points in 4 games. That's pretty embarrassing. In the AFC North, the Browns 4-0. They lead Bengals and Steelers, both 2 games back. In the AFC South, the Colts are 3-1, followed by the Texans, the Titans, who are 1-2, and the Jaguars, who are 1-3. A little surprising because the Colts, remember, they're starting rookie quarterback Bo Nix. I honestly thought it'd be the Titans that would be winning this division. In the East, the Jets, yes, the New York Jets, are 3-1. And yes, they still have Adam Gase as their head coach. Patriots 2-1, Dolphins 2-2, Bills are 2-2, but keep your eye on the Bills. They are my favorites in the AFC. I said that in the beginning of the season, and they've won 2 straight, so I think they're on trying to get back on track. In the West, the Broncos, they're 3-1, followed by a bunch of 2-2, the Chiefs, Raiders, and Chargers. Remember, the Chiefs are your defending Super Bowl champions. In the NFC North, our division, the Packers are 3-1, we are 2-2, the Bears are 1-3, and the Vikings are 0-4. In the South, the Panthers and Saints both sit at 3-1, followed by the Buccaneers, who are 1-3, and the Falcons, who are 0-4. I thought this division would be kind of a crapshoot, anybody's division, but I predicted the Saints, and so far they're doing pretty good. In the East, the Cowboys are 4-0. That's who I thought would be ahead here, but remember the football team, who are 3-1. They've represented the NFC in last year's Super Bowl, and then the Eagles are 1-3, and the Giants are 0-3. And lastly, out in the West, my Super Bowl favorites, the 49ers. They currently sit at 4-0. Defense looking impeccable, giving up only 43 points. Cardinals are 2-2. Rams are 1-3, and the Seahawks are 0-4. So that's how the division looks up, all the standings. Briefly, I just want to look at league leaders and our team stats. We are 9th in total offense, pretty good in that regard. However, our defense is 31st, so our defense is struggling. And then points scored, we are 20th, and then points allowed, we are by far and away the worst, thanks to that 53 burger that we dropped, or let the Packers drop on us. Player stats, I'm not going to go too deep into player stats because it is the beginning of the season, but I do want to know who the league leaders are in certain positions, so we're not going to go by team, we're just going to kind of jump around the NFL. Currently, your passing yards leader is Josh Allen. He's got 13,000 on the season. Stafford is in second, followed by Sam Darnold. Passing touchdowns, it is Jameis Winston with 12, last year's comeback player of the year, followed by Josh Allen with 11. Deshaun Watson has 10, and Bo Nix has 10. Bo Nix is looking pretty good for the Colts. Can't wait to see what his dev trait was. I was very sad that he got picked because I honestly thought I might spend a pick on him in the second round. As far as interceptions go, it is Joe Burrow and Matt Ryan with 4 apiece. Joe Burrow not having a good junior season in the NFL. And Matt Ryan, I have a feeling he could be replaced in the offseason, if not in the season, because they do have Colin Kaepernick backing him up. And if Matt Ryan keeps playing like he's doing, he might not be the starter in Atlanta, which would be a very poor way to end his tenure. And there's a bunch of 6 interception players: to Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Daniel Jones, and Jared Goff. In terms of rushing, Ezekiel Elliott is your rushing yards leader. Also has 82 carries, so he's averaging about 20 carries a game. 628 yards, 6 touchdowns, 157 per game. He could be a favorite for MVP. I'm pretty sure he's got the most. No, he actually doesn't have the most carries. Melvin Gordon actually has the most carries with 83, and then it's a big drop-off. In terms of yardage, Zeke's first, followed by McCaffrey with 431. Philip Lindsay in Green Bay, 97 of those came against us, or 92 of those came against us in that one large run. Followed by Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Melvin Gordon, and Dalvin Cook round out your 300-yard rushers. Touchdowns, Zeke leads with 6, followed by Mixon with 4, and a bunch of people with 3. Receiving, your receiving leader is Devin Duvernay. Duvernay had that 212-yard game last week, and that basically propelled him to the top, followed by Kenny Stills, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Richie James in San Francisco. Your catch leader is Zach Ertz with 30, followed by Laviska Shenault in New York, who's having a finally starting to break into his own there. And then DeAndre Swift, your receptions leader among running backs, with 26. Touchdown-wise, Shenault and Robbie Anderson have 5 apiece. Let's go to the defensive side. Your tackle leader is Bobby Wagner with 51. Sacks so far in the season through 4 games, Myles Garrett has 6 sacks, followed by Preston Smith. He dominated us in week 2. And then Grady Jarrett and Bradley Chubb also have 5. Interceptions leader, 4 already for Derwin James, and then a bunch of players with 2. We'll go into forced fumbles, see who is knocking the football out a lot. There's a bunch of 1 players around the league. So that kind of does it for the league leaders. Have there been any touchdowns? There have been in special teams touchdowns. Jatavius Whitlow of Atlanta has a kick return touchdown, and it looks like nobody has a punt return touchdown. So that's going to do it for most of the league recap. Last thing I want to do is take a look at the draft class, see who is coming up in the draft next year. And it's a very interesting draft. If you look at the top of the board, 3 straight quarterbacks, kind of like what you're seeing in real life. That can happen today, actually, as this will be going up tomorrow. 3 straight quarterbacks at the top: DJ Uiagalelei, Spencer Rattler, and Bryce Young. And then we got a couple of defensive players on the board. I haven't fully scouted them too much, so I've kind of just finished scouting the quarterbacks, but this is how the top of the board does look. All right, so we'll jump into the quarterback, starting off with DJ Uiagalelei, the 5-star recruit from Clemson, Trevor Lawrence's replacement. He's got an early first-round grade. He has a very good chance of being the number 1 overall pick. Very strong arm, good accuracy, short. He can break some tackles, 6'5", 250. So built in that same frame as Cam Newton. I'm assuming whoever has the number 1 pick, they're going to have a hard time passing on DJ. Secondly is Spencer Rattler of Oklahoma, kind of like the same mold as DJ. He's got a very strong arm. However, he's more of a downfield passer. So kind of like that Kyler Murray build. You know, his strength is downfield, 6', 213. Yes, size is a little bit of an issue, but if DJ goes number 1, I can see Spencer Rattler going number 2. And then number 3, I can see being Bryce Young from Alabama. Now, Young is a little bit different than Rattler and DJ. He's not going to just yeet the ball as far downfield, but he might be the most clutch under pressure. As you can see, he's got A under pressure, A break sack. The only thing with Bryce Young is there's a little bit of questions about his accuracy. As you can see, no accuracy traits popping up here in his top 3. But I do think his physical tools, I think he'll probably blow it away at the combine. So I think whoever has the 3rd pick, if they don't need a quarterback, I could see a team trading up. I would not be surprised if quarterback goes 1, 2, 3. Then after those 3, it kind of falls off. You got maybe a late first-round quarterback in Jaden Daniels out of Arizona State, 6'3", 200 pounds. He's more of the mold that we would like underneath Mike Zimmer. And he's got a mid-3rd round talent grade. Also can throw the ball deep, also can kind of throw it on the run. However, his shorter accuracy might be a little bit questionable, so I can see him falling into a day 2 pick. Another first round projected who I could see falling is CJ Stroud out of Ohio State, Justin Fields' replacement. 6'3", 215. He can throw it downfield, and I'm a little surprised that his talent is a little bit lower. He's got the best overall short accuracy in the draft. He has a strong arm. He can throw it short. He can throw it mid. I'm assuming his deep accuracy and his other intangibles might not be that high, but from an accuracy standpoint, almost looks like CJ Stroud is the best quarterback. Then a couple of day 2 quarterbacks who probably aren't as good as their talent says. Jacob Sirmon from Washington, another strong arm quarterback, 6'5", 240, one of the older quarterbacks in the class. He can also throw it short a little bit, but his accuracy is also an issue. He's kind of in that, West Coast Pac-12 offense. Phil Jurkovec of Boston College, another strong arm quarterback. He's got B+ throw accuracy short, but then it goes down to B- throw accuracy deep. So that's another project player. But once again, he has the size. Spencer Sanders of Oklahoma State, another project who can just yeet the ball downfield. He's got the wheels, but accuracy is a concern. As you can see, no accuracies popping up in his top 3. Then you go into more of the day 3 quarterbacks. Emory Jones of Florida, 6'2", 215. B throw on the run, B throw accuracy short. Nothing really stands out. These are all quarterbacks that are really going to be a project. Another improviser type quarterback, Max Duggan out of TCU. So a late 5th projected but undrafted talent. If he were to go undrafted, I would probably like to pick up Max Duggan. But as you can see, A- throw power, A- throw under pressure, B break sack. No accuracies above a B. And then you got 2 more draftable quarterbacks. Michael Penix Jr. out of Indiana, 6'3", 223. He actually does have accuracy traits, so that's good. A- throw accuracy short, B+ throw accuracy mid. However, he is undrafted as well. I'm assuming his awareness is very low and stuff. But it'll be interesting to see his combine, because I do think if he has a pretty solid combine, he could be picked maybe a little bit earlier than his projected. And then Grant Gunnell of Arizona, another strong arm quarterback, but B break sack, B- throw accuracy short. But 6'6", that is, he is the tallest quarterback in the draft. But that's the quarterbacks from this draft. It's basically a 3 quarterback class at the top. And then after those, you got a couple who could be day 2 worthy. CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels maybe slide into the first round. Maybe we go Jaden Daniels in round number 2. I'm not going to spend a first round pick on him, although we don't know what we're doing at quarterback in next year, because I don't think Matthew Stafford is the answer next season. But that's just a little bit of preview into the draft class. Quarterback's always that big position you want to highlight. But that's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we will be in Los Angeles to face the 1-3 Los Angeles Rams, who are sans or minus Aaron Donald. So that's a big break for us. Hopefully we can put together a win streak, get above 500, and continue to contend for a playoff spot here in year 3. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.